subscribe to the Monaresclub.
Hey everyone, how's it going? Today I'm talking about the new Universe 7 Son Goku deck. I'm just going to kind of talk about what's in the deck, go over some of the mulligan, and how to play. So we'll start off with the leader here. He's pretty good because he has an activate main where you burst 3, you draw a card, and then you discard one from your hand. So right away he's setting up his Awaken condition, which is you want 7 Universe 7 in your drop area, or you can Awaken at 4 life. That hasn't happened to me very much, but I haven't gone up against some strong aggro decks lately. So he also, when he swings, he draws 1. So looking pretty great already. And then usually I often Awaken turn 2, turn 3. On his other side, he has a very similar ability, only you just draw 1. Same activate main. You can burst up to 3 if you would like. It's not really burst here. And then he also has an activate main. If you have Sparking 20, you can add up to 1 mono red Universe 7 card from your drop area to your hand. Usually you're grabbing something like your secret rare or your other 8 drop into your hand for this. And he has the permanent that you can't put cards from your drop area to your warp on both sides. So no overwhelm, things like that. But you will see you don't really need them. Or it might make the deck a little too broken. We'll put him over here. So to start, we have some of these Android 17, Heeding the Call. We play 4 of these. These are great because if you play them from your deck to your drop, you can put them into play and then burst 1. So he's still filling your drop to get his Awaken ability and to fuel the rest of your deck. But he also just becomes an extra 5k combo that gets played on board, or it can help eat up things like poutine triggers, things like that. Really great, since it's usually the first thing you're doing for the turn. He also, in your hand, if you open with him or things like that, you can just play him to draw a card for the turn. So pretty great. Just play 4 of him. Right now we're just playing 1 of Android 18 Stalwart Assistance, mainly just because we only have 1. She's a new TP. I think we might go up to play 2 of her. Kind of based on what you have, what you want to do. She is just, when you play her, you dig 5 for a Universe 7, cost 4 or less. Mono red, I think. 1 red, Universe 7, cost 4 or less, or a red Unison if you're playing the Unison package. We are not. We are then playing 4 of the Son Gohan Ultimate Essence. He's great. He has the same, dig 5 for red, cost 4 or less, Universe 7. And then he has the ability that when you combo with a vanilla, you get to draw a card. Really great. You love to play him turn 1. Start getting those combos in. Then we play this little vanilla package. We have 6 vanillas, 3 of the Vegeta, 3 of the Piccolo. They're all U7. Really nice. As said, they're just kind of here to go with this engine here to help you draw cards. And then we have 4 of these, 2 of the Android 17 and 2 of the Android 18, just kind of for flavor. I've never actually played any of these cards for their value. I've just used them for combo. And these, when you combo with the vanilla, you get to draw a card. So they're kind of become like a little mini super combo package. And if, Gohan's out, you get to draw 2 for your pleasure. So it's a nice package. Draw lots of cards. Then we have the super combo. He's just a kind of plain super combo, but he's a U7. He does go off with the Sparking 5. So essentially after turn 1, he is always live. You can be at 8 life. A little bit broken in this deck. Now we get into the real meat of the deck, really what the deck is about. We have 4 of this Android 17 for the for the universe's survival. We play 4 of him. He is double strike if you have Sparking 7. Usually by turn 2 you almost guarantee you have Sparking 7 because you have been bursting 3 twice and then discarding, so you usually have at least 8 cards in your drop. And then When he attacks, you look at 3, can add 1 mono red U7 card of any cost in your hand, and then you place the remaining 2 at the bottom of your deck. And he has an activate main, limit 1 for red. If your leader card is Universe 7, if you have 5 or more U7 cards in your drop area, you play him from your hand. Usually you can get that to proc by turn 2. Worst case scenario, you swing with your leader, combo a card, then you can play him. So he's great because not only is he a double strike, but he's also plussing you more on cards. He is definitely one bread and butter of this deck. Along with his pal here, Golden Frieza for the Universe's survival. He is very similar, except he has dual attack instead of double strike. Same playability, except when he comes in, he doesn't have the attack draw cards, search and draw. He instead, when he comes into play, he negs something 15k. So you can help, shoot some things on their board, especially if you're playing him, turn 2, turn 3. You're just kind of clearing out their babies, things like that. It is good to note both of these have this limit 1 for their play. So don't cheat and try to play more than 1 per turn. I will neither confirm nor deny whether I've ever tried to do that. So these are great. You'll be playing multiple of them, like 1 each if you can, on multiple turns. The next card is similar but a little different. Son Goku, Sign of Mastery. He does have a counterplay, limit 1. You can play him, and you'll see he has this ability that if he's essentially in this deck, mono red Son Goku, you reduce it in your hand by 2. So he costs 1. You can play him as a counterplay, or you can just play him anytime on your turn. And when he is played, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, and it gets minus 15k power for the turn. If you kill a card by doing this, i.e. if you reduce the chosen card's power to 0 or less, draw 1 card. So this is great, and this can really go in combo with this Frieza here to draw a card when you play him. Then we're only playing 3 of the Vegeta. As I said earlier with the new Android 18 promo, we might be going up on her one and going down on him. Kind of depends. He is really good for what he does, but he does cost 2, which this deck has so many great 1-drops. It feels hard to spend 2 on this card for me, at least. But he does ignore barrier, which is above and beyond really great. He does have deflect, and he does have critical, which is great. When he comes into play, you draw a card, and then you choose 2 of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and they get minus 15k power for the turn. So I feel like if he negged 20, it would make him incredibly amazing, because there are some cards out there in the meta right now that have barrier and 20k. He does have sparking 10, but usually you can get there by turn 2, if not by turn 3, and then you can play him by hand. So he is still pretty great. It's just hard in this deck that is all built around a lot of these 1-drops, or that have some other things you can do for 2, as you will see soon, i.e. Divine Presence. Third, we have, this is kind of a tech card. The most unfortunate thing about Vegeta Resolve Renewed is that he is not Universe 7. So, a little unfortunate. He is from a past set. He is not Universe 7. But he is great. He is a counterplay that can, if the card being played is 15k power or less, it goes to their drop area. If you have 3 or more, you play it for 1. And you ignore the bottom because our leader is not Vegito. So it's essentially just if they're trying to play something for 15k or less, you say no. Which is really nice sometimes. As said, biggest downside, he's not Universe 7. Then we are just playing right now 2 Divine Presence. We have talked about going up to 3. Kind of depends on what you have, what your style of play is. I have generally found that I have one in hand by turn 3 or turn 4 when I want to play him. Obviously, Divine Presence is amazing. He's great. You just have to have 2 red battle cards in combo to play him, and 3 or more energy. And then when he gets played, he gives 1 of your cards plus 5k power for the turn. When he attacks, you can get your skill list back, which is a great thing to go with him. And he also gets another 5k when he swings. So, you know, I feel like all of us who are watching the video have had our ass handed to us by Divine Presence before. So, great card. And sometimes the thing helping you win the game. Lastly, we have the actual seen as win cons of the deck. We have the Son Goku Ultra Mastery. He is a deflect, double strike, dual attack. Auto once per turn if you have Sparking 20, which based on the leader and both sides of the leader, since you're bursting 3 essentially every turn. When this card attacks, your opponent reveals their hand. Choose up to 1 card with an energy cost of 7 or less from it and discard it. This is almost anything but their secret, right? And then you activate main for 4 if there are 10 or more Universe 7 cards in your drop area. I don't know how there wouldn't be by turn 4, unless you built your deck way differently than this. You play this card from your hand, choose all of your opponent's battle cards, and they get negative 35 power for the turn, and you can't play non-red battle cards for the turn. That bottom part doesn't matter. So essentially turn 4, you can play him, you wipe their board, you can look at their hand, hopefully you get to swing, you can look at their hand, throw something away, Obviously they get a chance to negate the attack if they want, or do something else to him. But maybe you can steal their win con if you don't think you can kill them on this turn, or you can steal, another negate for the next attack, or, whatever else you could see. And then obviously, hopefully you get another swing in to do the full 4 damage. And then the final win con is this beautiful, beautiful secret. This card is just absolute cracked. I don't know how they allowed this in the game. He has this dual attack if he has Sparking 25. He has deflect. He has triple strike. So just right there, he is already 6 damage on board. Then activate main. You can play him for 4. And he negs their leader minus 5k for the turn. So you could play him at the beginning of the turn, swing with him. If you can't get those attacks through, their leader is anti-sensu beamed for every other attack you could try to hit him with. And then activate main. If all of that doesn't work, you can then activate main, throw him away, choose all of your opponent's battle cards and using cards, ignoring barrier, place them in their owner's drop area, and then you burn them for 1. It's ridiculous. So, if all of that hasn't killed them, you can burn them and wipe everything from them and say, all right, good luck killing me now. So, just, I don't know what else to say. If you can't win after this, then I am impressed for your opponent. We will then move on to the tech cards. Pritsukai, he's great. If you haven't played with him, I don't know where you've been. You pay 1, move him from your drop. The only reason this works is because you don't send him to warp. You remove him from the game. So it feels a little bit cheatery, but, it technically works. You can pick 2 from your hand, put them on the bottom, and then draw 2. And then if they try to play battle cards with 20k power or less, they have to, during your turn, they have to warp 2 cards. And then there's After Image Technique. It has Sparking. So it's essentially a free negate. So if they have double strike or something like that, you can, take a life to get out of it. And then King Vegeta, 2 King Vegeta's Imposing Presence. I found that this negate package is really nice because both of them you don't need energy for. I mean, this one only after you've gone down to 3. This one pretty much any time after turn 1 or 2. Because you often awaken with 6 or 7 life unless you're against a really hard aggro deck. So you have a lot of life buffer, you drawing a lot of cards. You don't need a ton of negates. You're hoping, you know, to go pretty hard, and you got a lot of other things protecting you. So that is the deck. I will now kind of switch gears, and we will go over some Mulligan Conditions. So generally what you're looking for when you're mulliganing is some of these things I showed you in the beginning. I often like to start, you want to make sure you want these in the deck. You want Coit in the deck. If Coit's in your hand, you want to get rid of him as fast as possible. Because these cards really just aren't great. I mean, obviously, if you get one of these, you can play him to draw a card, which is nice. But you'd rather play him from the deck to get that free value. But often what I'm looking for is this guy right here is one of my number one things I'm looking for. And then usually I'm looking for him or him, because I really want to play this turn 1 and then one of these boys on turn 2, depending on the matchup or whatever obviously I can get. Usually if I'm seeing like the 8-drop, I want to send that away. You know, if I see Divine Presence, I usually, you know, mull that away, things like that. These are kind of a mixed bag because I don't really want to throw them in my drop because they're not Universe 7, the Vegeta Resolve Renewed. But I also can't play it till turn 3, so I often will mull it away. I have a hard time. I haven't decided yet whether you keep the secret or not if it's in your hand. You're not going to play it till turn 4, and you go through a lot of cards. I think you mull it away. Not everyone may agree with me. I might keep, you know, one of these. Might be good. I mull away all of my negates. I sometimes, if I have this in my opening hand, I might keep, and I have one of these already. If my opening hand had this and this, let's say, I would probably keep a vanilla because it would go well with that. And if I had a vanilla, maybe I would keep one of those to combo with it. Would kind of depend on what else I had going on. I think a dream opening hand might be... remember, you also are going to be drawing a lot of cards, and you also will have to discard a card. So I might keep, if I was on the play, I might want something like that to charge. And obviously it might depend on who you're going up against, what color it is, something like that. But I might keep a hand like this. You could charge this, put that in the drop, have this to play turn 1, and then this would be to combo and things to play on turn 2. And then, you know, you would hopefully draw some things for the rest of your turn 2 and then turn 3 and onward. Something like that would be a pretty normal game state. Would be the ideal. And obviously, you know, on turn 2 you could play this early on, draw some more cards. You could combo with this, feel pretty good about that. So, or if they play, you know, Gogeta really fast or something really horrible. Obviously Gogeta, this isn't gonna kill it. But maybe you have that and you draw one of these. You can do that, kill it. If you play the second, draw a card, feeling pretty good about that. So yeah, so that's kind of what you mull for. I've kind of crept over into some of the how to play already. As said, kind of the ideal hand right here. I'll go over some of the basics here. Let's pretend we have this ideal hand again. We go here. We have played this. Let's kind of put this. I know I didn't shuffle. Don't worry about it, everyone. I'll be fishing for some cards out of there. Kind of looking like this. This is your hand. You know, it's turn 2. You want to play this. You swing. Let's say, you know, you look at one of these. You know, you see a super combo. That'd be cool. And just see, like, I don't know, Divine Presence. That might be kind of tricky. Turn 2, you're like, oh, Divine Presence is something really great to play, but super combo is also really great. Might depend on what your opponent has, or maybe you're like, you know, turn 3, I really want to play this Divine Presence. Maybe I go for it, or maybe you go for the super combo. So something like that. Sorry, I should back up really quick. Let's go from the top of the game. So I want to make sure you guys are really seeing how to play. And we missed a really important step. So let's shuffle up. We'll take it like a real game. I'm not gonna mull. This is gonna be our opening hand. Kind of ugly. Don't worry about our life. Yeah, well, fine. I'll put out the life. It wouldn't be Dragon Ball without some life. So turn 1. Let's say we have a lot of these, so we charge. We'll always start with this burst 3. Kind of look, see, this doesn't count as U7. So we have 2 U7s, then we draw 1, and we discard 1. That's a nice thing to draw. We'll discard that. We have this quoit here, which looks like a great thing to drop, but doesn't count towards our U7, and we really, really would like to awaken turn 2. It just feels really good. It feels really aggro and strong, and we can play a lot of our boys. So turn 1, we'd play this. We would dig 5. I, in this hand, would probably grab this, you know, and then we shuffle, and we go turn 2. Obviously, we paid for that. Turn 2, you know, they did their stuff. Let's say they had nothing to attack us with, or maybe they did. Maybe they swung their leader. They hit us for 1. We took it. Super combo. That's cool. Turn 2. We have so many of these. Might as well put 2 down. We always start again with this burst. That's pretty good. This guy can come into play. It is a super combo, which kind of sucks, but it is U7, so not a huge deal. We draw 1 and discard 1. This is hard because these are really great together, but we really want these. So I'm just going to throw this away, unfortunately. And then we have to burst 1 for this coming into play. Sadly, not U7. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 U7 in play. A little annoying, but we can pay 1, play this boy, because we do have 5, so we have enough to play him. We'd swing with him, you know, hopefully it went through. Draw 3. It can be anything. So we could grab our 8, which could be kind of cool, but I'm just gonna grab him. Put these 2 on the bottom. And then I'm actually going to combo with this to draw a card. Make sure we get that double strike through, which is really cool. Now we have 7 in there. For our leader, we can awaken, which though we want to make sure we swing on this side first. So we swing, draw our card, and then we awaken. Pick this up. We don't have to go down to any amount of energy, you know, to get this damage through. Then we can do this ability on this side, draw 1. Look, there's our 8 drop, and then we can burst 3 again. A lot of our super are negates in there, but that's fine. And our super combo, unfortunate. So we could, it would obviously depend on what's on their board. We could play something like this. But we could play this Vegeta, you know, he just needs a sparking 10. We have 10 in here. 5, yeah. So we pay 2, play him. We get to draw 1 for our pleasure, and then we can swing, crit them. You know, we would nag some things on their board, which is cool. If we wanted to, we could throw this in or just leave it, things like that. Then, you know, we go to turn 3. Let's say they hit us again. Maybe we combo out of a hit. Depends on your play style. Maybe you want to take more of your life if you're kind of feel more aggressive and safe with that. Draw for turn. You know, we kind of look at what we have here. We have a lot of androids. It's hard because I really like them, but turn 4 is often monopolized. And we can't, unfortunately, combo with these. It starts feeling pretty risky to combo with our 8 drop. Even though we have one in here, but if we put our secret, if our secret gets milled away, then we, you know, we can't pick up both. So I'll probably put one of these here. And you know, we might play one of him. We might play one of him. Obviously, we would do this first, you know, see what we got. We could swing. We could have swung with this first, you know, see our options. Oh, there's our secret right there. It's pretty good. Put these on the bottom. You know, kind of play out the rest of your turn. We paid for these 2 things we played. I don't even know what we do with the last energy. I mean, we could just play another one of these boys if we wanted to. You know, we wouldn't get the card draw again, but we would get the pickup. We could have also, one of the things that often comes up, I feel like turn 3, instead of playing these right away, is we could have swung, you know, with our leader. We don't have a quite yet in our drop. So sometimes I will do a first swing, probably with him, and I'll combo with the quoit. Or I might have comboed with the quoit at the end of, towards the end of turn 2 to make sure he's in here, so that beginning of turn 3, I can make sure to spend it, especially if they are, you know, red or yellow or blue or some color that I think is going to play something on my turn, which is most colors these days. Black, I don't, anything but green, because green does nothing really these days. So, you know, I might quoit and then I'd have 2 up, which if you had Divine Presence, that's cool. Or you can then play these 2 boys. And then really the end of the game is you get to turn 4 and you will play either this, or you will play your secret, or you will play this turn 4 and then play this turn 5, or some combo of that. And that's really how to play. It was a little messy. It's a little bit easier to watch some of our gameplays and see how some of this turns out. We filmed some of them recently, and I'd love for you to take a watch. Let me know if you want to talk more about the deck, if there's more you'd like to see, and hit me up in the comments, and I'd love to chat about it. Thanks, everyone, and I'll catch you next time. Don't forget to subscribe and like my video. Thanks, everyone.